Hello everyone, this is Preacher Timothy with Mules for the Lord, Mules Charity Club Corporation. And today we're going to talk about the pyramids and who built the pyramids. The Hebrew slaves built the pyramids. You do not see the Hebrews running around Egypt trying to tear down the pyramids because it was built under slave power. It's a monument of history. It's a representative of our history, our world history, and they do not do that. Also, if you look at the concentration camps in Germany, where millions of Jews were executed, those are still standing, and those are tourist areas today. You look at the USS Arizona in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. That's a museum, even though it's a museum of our defeat in that battle. Just the battle, not the war. In World War II, where the Japanese sunk the Arizona, it's now turned into a museum. Why am I saying this? I'm saying all this because all of these people running around, a lot of them privileged white kids, are running around thinking it's cool with these privileged black kids, and are trying to turn our history or erase our history in the South. That is wrong. Whether you agree with the history or not, or you agree with the monuments or not, you do not try to destroy the history. Those statues, those monuments, yeah, they might represent something that you do not like or agree with, but it's still a part of our history. We actually had a civil war in the United States of America, and that's representative of our history. And so it is wrong to be tearing down these statues and destroying. In one case, something from the represented pilgrims was tore down. And so this is just ignorance at its best. For all those running around today, I grew up in Georgia. I was not a slave owner. I do not have, and to my knowledge, family that was slave owners. My grandparents worked tobacco fields themselves. My grandma picked cotton in the South. But for all these people running around and thinking it's wrong that the people were, their ancestors was brought over from Africa, brought over to America and made slaves. Slaves has been throughout history, 4,000 years of slavery in different cultures. Okay? You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to accept it. But why tear down the pyramids? Why tear down the Great Wall of China? Those were built with slave power. Why are you tearing down the Confederate statues? It makes no sense to me. It's just wrong. There's a lot of people who like to specialize and run around with the freedoms of the United States of America and call themselves Africans Americans instead of calling themselves Americans, and they like to wear the African wardrobe and praise Africa. Well, if you think that highly of Africa, Carnival cruise ship goes over there all the time. So, you know, I'm just saying, I disagree with the destruction of any historical statues. Every race in the world has been a slave at some point in time during the history of the world. It was not just the black people that were enslaved. There was also white people that were slaves in other countries, and there was Hebrews that were slaves in Egypt. So now let's take that into consideration and stop saying poor me, let's just tear down the statues. If you look at the videos of the people that are tearing down the statues, it's rich white kids with privileged black kids, and what they're doing is they're just doing it for attention, and they need to be punished for it, and it's just wrong. So this is Preacher Timothy. You can agree with my message or disagree with it. I really don't care, but erasing history is wrong. That history needs to stand so that people can learn from it. If you erase it, how is the future generation is going to learn from it?